I
All right.
saw human beings and I saw alien entities in the same place.
They have you underground. Do they lay you on a table? Are they examining you? What are they doing?
When they're taking you from your bed, a change happens. You feel a vibration. You feel a change in your body.
Listen, don't forget about this new End Times Investigation DVD. 8 hours of footage with a lot of my buddies on here. The late great Russ Dizdar. LA's on here. We talk about the Illuminati New World Order. We talk about the alien demon connection. 8 hours. I want you to take a look at this because, man, when the internet blows up, you need a hard asset. Don't forget about the Last Evangelist TV series, the episode 1. It's here. You can get it on DVD or you can watch it on davidheavener.tv. Just go to davidheavener.tv/order, call 844-806-0006, or you can just text the word chosen to 91999. If you go to David Heavener TV, you'll find we have an original programming channel with special interview on L.A. Marzulli. He talks about UFOs and Bible prophecy. It's the interviews I've done with him. You can catch the complete package there on davidheavener.tv. Karen, yeah, we're talking about abduction, and as days go by, I notice, because I've been covering this now for about 4 or 5 years. Not like L.A. Marzulli, of course, who you know and who you've been working with, but in my own right, been covering it and interviewing many people. And there's more people stepping up to the plate now that's being abducted. Now, you were abducted.
Yes.
Who abducted you?
When I speak about the entities that abducted me, that took me, they are demonic entities. They are alien, meaning they are not us. And I like the way that Timothy Alberino, puts it. I believe that they are fallen from God's grace. They're what some people call fallen angels. They are alien creatures, alien entities.
Yeah. How old were you when you experienced your first taken experience? When they took you, how old were you?
I was taken against my will from as early as I can remember. You know, we don't all have memories of, or most people don't, of being 1, 2, 3 years old. But from as early as I can remember, at least 4 or 5 years old.
So tell me about that. The first time that you were taken, where were you?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? What happened? Where did you go?
You know, the first time that I remember being taken, I was taken from the bedroom in my grandmother's house. Okay. I was taken out a closed window or up through a ceiling.
Okay.
I know that makes no sense to people. How do you go through a window? How do you go through, a ceiling? Well, I like how Dr. David Jacobs puts it, that it's future physics. It's advanced physics. It's beyond what we understand. But I was taken out of my bed, out of my room, away from my family. I was a little child. I was scared to death.
And why? Where did they take you? And how long were you gone?
Mm-hmm. It's hard to say, how long, because your memories are blanked.
Yeah, you got missing time.
A lot of missing time. And as a little child, and especially back then, I didn't have a big clock on the wall or a cell phone to tell me, what time I was suddenly back in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long it was every time. It was different every time. And time seemed to be different too, depending on where I was. So there were times when I know I was up in, I was taken up into the air and I was in a type of ship. You see it from the inside, not the outside. So I can't explain to you what it looks like, but, and then there are times when I was taken to a facility, and I know it was underground because I went into an elevator. I
Hmm.
went down in an elevator that went side to side, or sideways, and
Right.
sometimes
Yeah.
and sometimes very fast moving. So possibly some kind of
Yeah.
an underground
Yeah.
vehicle.
Do you think this was a place that was a physical place, like an Area 51 type, or do you think it was a second heaven, a spiritual arena?
It, this was a physical place.
Okay.
I
All right.
saw human beings and I saw alien entities in the same place.
Okay.
Now, when you're traveling, when they're taking you from your bed, a change happens. You feel a vibration. You feel a change in your body. You feel it. You know when they're coming, and then you're blanked out, obviously,
Okay.
most
Okay.
point. They're not taking me into another realm necessarily. If they were, possibly on the ships, but definitely not in the underground areas. No.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the underground, because I get a lot of interviews where people say they were on board a ship,
Mhm.
but you're one of the few underground. I have gotten that before, but let's focus on that. And
Okay.
plus, you say it's a physical place, which I find very interesting.
Yeah.
And they had human beings with them. Now you're talking about there were grays, and then there were actually human beings, right?
Right.
That Okay. And what did these human beings look like?
Some of them were in military type outfits. Never saw a name or anything like that.
Um,
Not. Some of them were in what looked like white lab coats,
okay. Okay.
and then there were, of course, the grays that either were wearing very skin tight clothing or no type
Yeah.
of clothing, but they didn't have the normal anatomy that we have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they were,
And
I'm sorry.
well, go ahead.
And there were also the tall blonde ones, which you and I've talked about before, that
Mm-hmm.
looked like, I guess I've heard someone call them Nordic looking.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned military.
Mhm.
Were these military? Did they look like they were one of ours? Did they look like military from another country, another, I don't know, another dimension, or did it look like
Yeah.
military from the United States? God forbid.
The ones that I remember all were wearing a camouflage type uniform with no nationality, no any kind of insignia like that.
Okay.
I remember, like combat boots and the, pants tucked in kind of thing,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. And, some of the ones that I was close enough to, some of that could have been a screen memory, making an alien entity look to me like a human so I wouldn't be scared.
Okay. All
It's
right.
a definite possibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they, because we got about 2 minutes, we have to take a break. So they have you underground. Do they lay you on a table? Are they examining you? What are they doing?
Yes, there are times when it's an exam on a table.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cold table, it's a hard steel table, or
Mm-hmm.
usually, that's how you know it's real. You feel the sensations of a hard table,
Right.
a cold table, of
Right.
you see the things around you that you don't understand.
Mm-hmm. And how old were you when you remember getting examined?
5 or 6 years old.
Okay. All right. Was there a time that they took you where they got intimate with you, where you were violated?
Yes, absolutely. Many times.
Okay. How old were you the first time?
16, I think, was
Okay.
the first memory of that.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to get, and I know it's uncomfortable, but I
Very.
just need to get an idea. When you say they violated you, and I say, well, they got intimate with you, was it just an examination, or was there something that they did where they were trying to accomplish something more than that?
Yeah. There were examinations where they
Mm.
were taking, as things from my body, assumably eggs. There were incidents where it was very physical in nature,
Okay.
not
All right.
just clinical in nature. There is something so evil about them that this was an important part of what they were doing, and they seemed almost obsessed with it.
Okay. Now, were these the Greys? Were these the demonic beings, or were these the humans that were with them?
The Greys were the ones who would take me and bring me back. They were the ones who were the worker bees. They would perform examinations. They would take things, other things that happened. It was not a typical gray alien interacting with me. It was a gentleman, looked very military, chiseled features, what you would call a very handsome man.
Yeah.
Almost too perfect, almost too handsome.
Mm-hmm.
And was with me for as long as I can remember, honestly, that this same, whatever he was with me, and actually, to some degree, gave me a sense of comfort, because I felt as if he had a level of affection towards me, a level of looking out for me, protecting me almost. I felt protected with him.
They've made many, many movies about aliens, but the question is, are they angelic or demonic?
Why don't they want to acknowledge the supernatural?
The seminary education today, that when pastors are being trained, there's no emphasis on the supernatural, even though the Bible's a supernatural book.
As in the days of Noah, so it will be.
Yeah.
And it goes down to, well, what is their ultimate purpose? Inaugurate the Antichrist.
All right. So that clip you just saw is from a new show, David Heavener Investigates. You can catch it only on davidheavener.tv on the original programming channel. It's the alien demon connection. What is it? The abduction, talks about abduction, talks about the disclosure. The brand new DVD of Last Evangelist. You can get it right now. It's limited collector's edition. It's got the new episode on it, along with band videos with me and Michael Lake and Lisa Haven, Sheila Lazinski. Also, if you want to see Last Evangelist, the episode, exclusively episode 1 on davidheavener.tv. If you'd like to get involved with the ministry and be a supporter, text the word chosen to 91999. We sure could use your help. And please don't forget my new books that are out, True Power and End Times Investigation. And you can get all this stuff there at davidheavener.tv/order. Don't forget to sign up to davidheavener.tv.